Hey guys and gals, what's crack-a-lackin'? Spicy here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video. Well, today is going to be a tag video. I got tagged in the video by Alan Outdoors. He tagged me in the video and said that he wanted me to talk about or tell the story of my worst hunting experience. And he also asked the question, how long did it take to start getting comfortable in front of a camera? So before I get into that, I want to let y'all know I went hunting today. Me and my brother-in-law. He had a buddy of his come over with a squirrel dog, and we went off into the woods and done a little bit of squirrel hunting. I was going to do a squirrel catch and cook, or squirrel clean and cook, because I wasn't going to catch one of these boogers. But when we first started, as soon as we got into the woods, we got out of the truck, got everything loaded up. I took my little 22 because I still can't shoot my shotgun just yet, but I can hold it 22 in my left hand and prop up on a tree and ping, 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 ping. But as soon as we got into the woods, the dogs treed up a squirrel, and we got the first squirrel just right off the bat. Here's that little video clip of that, and I'll be right back. Oh, I got him. Right here, right here.
Where's he at?
Yeah, and whenever that happened, I thought, man, we were gonna lay them down, y'all. That was the only squirrel that we killed, and I let my brother-in-law's buddy take it home with him. He was gonna fry it up and just cook it and eat it, but I sure thought was gonna lay the hammer to him, but that was it. And I walked my fat tail about 5-6 miles through the woods. The dog would tree, he would go to a tree and he'd bark, 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 but we couldn't ever find nothing. The wind was blowing like crazy today. We had like 15, 20 mile an hour winds. So, the squirrels probably wouldn't even, down the tree or in running around. That's probably all just laid up because of all the wind today. But, so that was that. Pretty cool. I do want to, tomorrow, if it's not windy, I do want to go over to where I've been deer hunting and sit and do a little bit of squirrel hunting. I know for a fact over there where I'm deer hunting at, the squirrels is just just all over the place. Right now, deer season, well, for modern gun is closed, so I'll be fine to go out there and do a little bit of deer hunting. December 26th, 27th, and 28th, deer season for modern gun opens back up for a little holiday hunt, and then I'll be doing some hunting then. But it ain't gonna hurt to go out there and throw out a few squirrels down on the ground. So back to the tag video. Mr. Allen over at Alan Outdoors, he tagged me in the video. Want me to answer those two questions, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna answer the first question first. My worst hunting experience. I don't really have a bad hunting experience. I can tell you, hey, I shot a deer and I had a track at 200 yards, blah, blah, blah. I've never missed a deer, so I don't have that problem. Duck hunting, I've missed, wood ducks. They come in where I duck hunted about 4 years ago. Ducks would come in, like 15, 20 miles an hour, just, and I've missed a couple ducks, but nothing, no bad experience. So I'm going to go back to my very first deer hunting experience. It is hilarious. Kind of set the mood. It's middle of December, and I'm 11 years old, and it's probably about 35 degrees. There's frost all over the place. A heavy frost. It looked like it snowed out there, and I'm all bundled up. My grandpa had a pair of overalls, tan overalls, and what we did about a month ahead of time is went out there with some spray paint. We laid out some leaves over these overalls and we spray painted it brown. So I had tan leaves and a spray painted brown pair of overalls. That was my camouflage. Whenever I wake up, it's like freaking 14 degrees. Oh man. Where I was sleeping, on my sleeping bag right in front of me, the whole sleeping bag was nothing but frost from me breathing on the sleeping bag. It was cold. But the first day, my brother went hunting. And he took his little .44 rifle out there, and I heard a shot. They come back and he said, Grandpa was like, oh, that boy was shooting at the trees. There ain't nothing out there. Well, the next day he took me hunting. And I went and I took a 308 Mohawk. Old, it was his gun when he was younger. We went to the stand. We get in the stand, I'm all bundled up. It's about 15, 16 degrees when we get in the stand, middle of December. And Grandpa gets in his chair, I get in my little chair, and I'm looking out through the woods. Nice little open spot out there in the property where my pond is, where the pond on the property. So I'm sitting out there, and I started drinking coffee when I was like 9 years old. Going fishing with my grandpa, he'd always have his thermos full of coffee, and he'd always pour me a little cup to drink. So I was drinking coffee when I was like 8 or 9 years old. So he pours me some coffee. We're sitting in the deer stand. I'm drinking my cup of coffee. Well, you know how when you swallow and it goes down the wrong pipe? Well, it happened. Now I'm trying to hold back a coffee. Grandpa was like, boy, just let it out. So I start coughing. And it's just echoing through the woods. And I'm like, man, if there's a deer within 10 miles there, I just scared it off. So Grandpa, he's in the deer stand. He's got a recliner, and I got this little stool. Grandpa, he's laid back. He's got his little blanket over him, and he's just sitting back there, just dozed off. And I'm up here. I got my little 308 in the window, and I'm just looking. Well, out in the distance, about 85 yards, I see a little deer. I get excited. I'm like, Grandpa, I see a deer. He's like, all right. I'm like, Grandpa, there's a deer right out there. So my grandpa, he leans up, and when he leans up, this deer steps right behind a big old oak tree. And he kind of leans up, and he looks, and he's like, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing, boy. So he leans back. He goes, you just keep your eye out there. So I'm like, oh, there's a deer out there. Well, about that time, the deer stepped out from behind the oak tree. So I'm like, Grandpa, the deer. He said, all right, sure, boy, sure. You keep your eye on it. So I'm just like, well, I know how to shoot. I mean, I've shot this gun for about 1.5 years now, so I'm ready. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and shoot the deer. So I picked the gun up, and I'm looking down the scope. I'm like, oh, yeah. He walks out. I mean, just standing broadside. About that time, I pull the trigger. Kaboom! Grandpa, he's laid off in a chair like this. Boy, I pulled that trigger. Boom! He went backwards in the chair. He's like, golly, boy, what the hell you doing? I'm like, I got a deer. I'm like, deer down, deer down. He's like, calm down, calm down. What the? Well, he picked himself up off the ground. And then we get down and walk out there, and sure enough, there's a big old spot of blood. And it's, you know, the kind of high pink blood, so we knew. He was like, that's a lung shot right there, man. And we go off, and I think the deer run about 20 yards, but it was a little button buck. Barely had any nubs on its head, but man, I was excited. That was probably about the most memorable hunting experience that I've ever had. I didn't miss a deer, but just Grandpa going over backwards in his recliner, and not just because it was my first hunt, but just because how everything played out. I can just close my eyes and I can picture the whole entire hunt experience in my head. It was awesome. So that's my hunting experience, Mr. Allen. I hope that's a good story for you. Like I said, I don't have any bad hunting stories. I've never missed a deer. I've spent a lot of time. If I get a new gun, I'll spend several months shooting, practicing. You know, making sure that I'm hitting where I'm supposed to be hitting and stuff like that. So, and now to kind of wrap this up, so this video ain't like too terribly long. He asked, how long did it take before I got, you know, comfortable in front of the camera? And what most people don't know is about 10, 11 years ago, I actually done YouTube before on a different channel, not this one. It was named, you know, Terry Stevens, and I done just regular videos, just goofing off, and then I had a ball python, so I done little snake videos, you know, feeding my snake and stuff like that. But the channel never done anything, never went anywhere, and I didn't really keep it up, so I kind of just stopped doing it. So I already had, you know, not really experience, but I've been in front of the camera before. So, you know, talking in front of the camera didn't really bother me. Now, when I first started this channel, I was still kind of learning how to, you know, talk in front of the camera. I didn't, you know, it is kind of weird when you sit in front of the camera and you're talking to yourself. You're just like, I don't know what to say. And my first videos, just about every other word was like, yeah, and then we do, and then we kind of, and very kind of like monotone. But, you know, I've been doing this for almost 2 years, and then you finally start getting the hang of just kind of talking to the camera. Now, I will say, probably about 4 or 5 months ago is when I really started getting comfortable, like out in public. And because when I started back doing videos, like when I was living in Texas, I'd be doing a video in my front yard, and a car would come by. I'm just like, and I start talking back to the camera, and another car would come by. It was kind of weird. Just like I didn't want people looking at me like, what is that idiot doing right there talking to a camera? What is he? But now I just really don't care. Like I went to Walmart when I was buying my Lew's fishing reel, or rod and reel. I had the camera with me. It don't really bother me because, for one, it's hard for me to get embarrassed. I don't get embarrassed at all. Well, I say that, but you know, when I first started, it was kind of weird for me to talk in front of the camera in front of people. But now I'm just like, I don't really care. The day that we're in now, I mean, everybody's got their phone out doing selfies and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a normal thing to see somebody with a camera, with their phone out, videoing or something like that. So when I go out in public, hey, if they want to see me look, you know, they may ask me, hey, what are you doing? I'll tell them, hey, I got a YouTube channel, Backwoods Raised, and you come check me out. But now that I got well, this ain't the shirt. I got a shirt that says YouTube Backwoods Raised that Taylor over at Pure Living for Outdoors made me. If I do go out in public and I know I'm going to record, I'll throw that shirt on and I'll be like, yeah, da da da. And I'll see that shirt and I'm like, oh boy, they know what's going on. So, yeah, it took me about a year and a half to get comfortable out in public. But talking in front of the camera, I've done it before, so it was just kind of getting the hang back into it. And now I'm just like, I'll go 90-0, and now this video is probably about 15 minutes long, and I'm just here talking. It's just like second nature to me now. Now I've got to tag. I want to tag, you know, 2 people. He tagged 2 people in his video, so I'm gonna tag 2 people in this video, and I want the same thing. I kind of want what is a bad hunting experience for you, and I'll think of another question in just a second. The first person I'm going to do, my buddy Taylor over at Pure Living for Outdoors. You were tagged. I want a, you know, what's your a bad hunting experience that you've had? Kind of tell us a story about it. And then I guess the second question is kind of a question he had is who taught you how to hunt? Where did you learn most of your hunting experience from? And then the second person I'm going to have to call out and tag in this video is buddy over at Farmall Fanatic. Man, he's got a great channel. He does a good bit of hunting. Watching over the last, during the, you know, spring into fall, he had some beans planted, and man, them deer was everywhere. And he done a little bit of bow hunting. I'm tagging you in the video. Kind of tell me a little hunting story, kind of a bad hunting story. And then same question that I'm gonna ask you is, you do a lot of bow hunting. Where did you learn to bow hunt from? Who taught you how to bow hunt? And what is the kind of give me a pro and con of bow hunting. I think that'll be an interesting video from you, man. So, guys and gals, that is the video. I want to come out here and throw you this little story. Like I said, I was tagged in Allen Outdoors. All 3 of them channels will be linked down in the description below. Y'all go check them out. Everybody's got some great channels. And I'm going to get out here. I'm going to try to do that little squirrel hunt over here where I've been deer hunting. Do a little catch, clean, and cook video. I think it'll be interesting. Kind of my way of how I do squirrel. I think it'll be pretty cool to watch. So, guys and gals, that's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give this thing a thumbs up because those things are awesome. It helps my videos kind of get in front of people. So it's kind of a cool deal when you know you're helping out. So I'm going to get out here. Until next video, remember, everybody's got a little backwoods in them. I'll catch you later.